everyone, and welcome to today's session of NutrLIV 360. I'm your host, Ruchita, and today we are going to learn about weight management. What, when, and how much to eat. And more importantly, what is the role of nutrition in weight loss? We will learn how to lose fat the right way and from people who've walked the talk and know and have experienced them and have achieved the results. To begin the session, it is my honor and privilege to invite Farooq Tarapur onto this virtual stage. He, ladies and gentlemen, is an Olympian, two-time world champion in sailing, and has had an active sporting career of 40 years. He's won innumerable awards, including the Chhatrapati Shivaji Award and the Arjuna Award. But most importantly, he's a mentor to each and every one of us on this group with the mission Har Ghar Healthy, Har Ghar Medicine Free. Let's listen to him very, very keenly. Over to you, Farooq.
Thank you, Ruchita, and good evening, everyone. Welcome to this exciting Friday session. I just hope that you had your early dinner and done some exercise, because there is really nothing worse than having a late night dinner and going to sleep immediately. Since lifestyles have changed and people have the ability now to eat food at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, that just doesn't make it right that you can eat it just because it is available. That day I was talking to a teenager, and he put up a good point, that in your days it wasn't available, so you couldn't, you didn't have the option. Nowadays it's available, so it's okay, yeah, that point is right. But then every action has consequences, and you need to understand that you are doing great harm to your health if you continuously keep on consuming this food late night and then going to sleep. Now, when people go into a weight loss program, I just really encourage you to figure out that why you really want to have a weight loss program. Like, somebody might turn around and say, oh, I want to lose like 10 kilos in the next 2 months. I got a wedding to attend. Great. I mean, that's not a bad reason to do it. But you have to understand that if you do this kind of crazy crash weight losses, the weight's going to bounce back immediately. You got to understand that whenever you put your body in some form of a shock mode, all right, it is going to really, ensure that every single morsel of food that you put in later on, it will try and store more than it would have normally stored, because it's realized that, just a few days ago, it's been through an entire shock treatment. In our sporting career, we have noticed this on several occasions that whenever people have lost weight, they have gained it very quickly. And when people needed to gain weight and they did it in the wrong way, they lost it quickly. So it cuts both ways, So whenever you're looking at a weight loss program, the best way to do it is to do it slowly and gradually, lose a kilo in a week and then sustaining it. Sustaining it is really important, because when you sustain the weight for a week and the next week you again lose a kilo, the body doesn't go into shock. The body doesn't really realize, what's happening. And hence it gets fooled into believing that, it was already at the lower weight. And that's really a good, nice technique, of doing it. Also, we really encourage you that when you're trying to lose weight, okay, try and build muscle, because the theory is very simple, that if you don't have muscle, the weight is going to bounce back real quickly. Now, the theory is simple, that fat accumulates on fat easier than fat accumulating on muscle. So when you're losing weight, try and check on your body composition scale how much fat you are losing. But not only that, also check how much muscle you are gaining. Because if you're not gaining muscle at the same time as you're losing fat, you're doing yourself a great disservice. So when people get excited that they're losing a little bit of weight, I really encourage them to, point them in the direction. It's good, you lost, that's good, but really encourage them to see, how much is your muscle gain? Because if the muscle gain is not there, you will notice that instantaneously the fat will come back. And it's the science behind it is very simple. That when you have fat, you won't even realize that how slow you're moving your body. If you're sitting on a desk and there's a pen like say 3 feet away from you, you will not even bother to stretch over there, for those 3 feet and try and get that pen. So what happens is that instantaneously more fat gets accumulated on fat. So the first few kilos come on very slowly, but the next few kilos come on much faster. When people go from, let's say, from 30 to 40, uh, normally I've noticed that people can easily, pick up about 10 kilos. Now, what they do not realize is that they have not really gained 10 kilos. Okay, they have just gained, if you do the maths, it's just 3 grams a day. So if you were to do even small bit of exercise, even if you had all the bad fat, and if you just did a little bit of more exercise and burned off those 20, 30 calories, okay, you would not have this weight gain problems. Now, today you're very lucky because you're going to be listening from somebody, who made an amazing transformation, somebody who had all the excuses as a director of a, high, high international, high IT firm. And she had all the excuses of why she could not do it. But once when she had a reason clear that she wanted to, do something about her holistic health, and most important, that when you make a decision about your holistic health, make the decision for the right reasons. Because when you do it for the right reasons, the gains of what you have done will stay on with you for a lot longer. So listen to Veda very carefully because her transformation journey has been absolutely amazing. And if you, at the end of it, she'll probably show you her before and after pictures, uh, and you won't even believe that it's possible. So listen to her carefully because what she has to say will have a significant impact on your whole holistic health. So over to you, Veda.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Farooq, and happy Teachers' Day. Thanks for all your teachings and your patience in guiding all of us in health and beyond as well. Well, friends, yes, the journey in this program, the speciality here is that you end up losing weight or gaining weight in a sustainable fashion, and that's the biggest difference. Well, of course, it will never be easy and it is not meant to be easy because anything that is easy to lose, you will easily gain as well, right? So, okay, let's see why weight management. What about weight management? What are the factors that actually impact your weight? Not just the lifestyle, many other things. So let's look at all of that. And through that, I will also share a few of what few episodes or I think instances of what I experienced through my weight loss journey, right? So, yes, let's first look at the factors that contribute to overweight. I'll go anti-clockwise. So we start with lifestyle. When we eat, what we eat, when we sleep, what we eat, drink, etc. All of that impacts your weight, increases your weight. Lack of physical activity. Sedentary is the biggest disease. Not getting good quality sleep. We don't realize that, but if we don't sleep by at least by 11 o'clock and we delay it, that matters. Even if you're going to be sleeping for 7, 8 hours, say you're sleeping but as 2 to 10, that is not good. If you're sleeping, 4 hours, that is also not good. So a good quality sleep is impacting health conditions. There could be, say, thyroid imbalances that is increasing your weight. But again, all of that is related to lifestyle, right? Genetic. Now, there could be genetic factors also that is triggered your weight increase. Then environmental medicines, there could be some side effects from medicines that is increasing your weight. Again, all of those medicines trigger some hormonal responses, and hence all of that, right? Stress. Many people binge eat or eat sporadically, or they eat unhealthy food when stress increases. Okay, even when you have nutrient deficiencies, weight increases. You will see how. Unhealthy eating habits, timing, what you're eating, all of that, poor gut health. You will also see how poor gut health will increase your weight. But these are your major factors that actually impact or that contribute to increased weight, overweight, or obesity. Unfortunately, today we are at a brink of breaching all permissible limits in terms of weight, diabetes, health. India, of course, our population is high, but we are the third largest obese population in the world after the US and the China. 1 out of 4 women and 1 out of 5 men are overweight in India, with tending towards obesity, and we don't even know it. And we think that okay, it is good to look a little rounded and have a little bit fat, that it will look good, fine, but then it's impacting your health. And trust me, मेरा भी दिमाग वैसे ही था कि भाई पतला नहीं दिखना है, you will look poor, literally. And those were the thoughts that we have always grown with, right? खाते पीते घर के दिखने चाहिए. Unfortunately, that has resulted in the stage that we are in today, right? What are the dangers of obesity? Cardiovascular diseases. Not, suddenly एक दिन में नहीं होता है. जैसे आपका weight increase होता है, I have people who tell me कि हाँ, I am obese, but वैसे और कोई issue नहीं है. Under what is happening, you don't know. And then that sudden one day when that heart attack or stroke or sudden dizziness, something will happen. At that time, it just may be too late. So it is very, very important to take care of your weight, etc., so that you can avoid issues like diabetes, muscle and skeletal issues due to pressure on your whole system, hormonal disorders, all of that. Let it like drill down on what are the physical and the physiological impacts of excess weight. Physical में क्या है? As Farooq was saying, जैसे आपका weight increase होता है, आपको move करने की भी ऐसा चाह नहीं होती है, right? You don't want to move around. You're happy sitting at one place. So your fitness levels वैसे भी they reduce. You feel tired. There's lethargy, risk of fractures. When you're obese, there is a lot of pressure on your bones. You will see that you will have more aches and your bones will fracture or break very easily, right? Reduced bodily movement we discussed. Psychological or mental, on our mind. Physiological is what we will go through in detail. Psychological, what is the impact? Mood fluctuations. Your quality of life, because you have a lower quality of life, you then hardly socialize and all. You think lower about yourself, your body image issues. Socioeconomic burden is with respect to, then because you're not able to move, etc., then you're thinking about how you can manage your life, lower motivation levels. Now, before we get into what are the physical or the physiological impacts, how do you measure कि आप optimum weight पे हो या नहीं? Okay, there are two things. Of course, you have scales, etc. लेकिन आप भी खुद देख सकते हो, आप calculate कर सकते हो. Two indices. One is your body mass index, which is your BMI, and second is your waist to hip ratio. Okay, let's first look at BMI. BMI क्या है? Your weight in kgs divided by height in meters. मतलब अगर आपके if you are 5 almost 1 like me, then probably you will be 155 centimeters, so 1.55, right? And agar like you can take a weight of say 60 kg, 60 divided by 1.55 and into 1.55. That will give you your BMI. What is a healthy BMI? Anywhere between 18 to 25 as per WHO. This is for the world. Okay, but for Asia Pacific, specifically for Indians, it is recommended that you have your BMI between 18 to 23. Okay, 22 preferably. That would be the normal BMI. Now, reason is multifold. हमारा lifestyle, हमारा the way what we eat, plus the tendency for us to actually put on weight in our abdomen. You will see a lot more pot-bellied people, here in our countries, South Asian countries, rather than in probably elsewhere. Elsewhere, you will see people with bigger stomachs, but they are bigger all over. Okay. Um, so if your BMI is between 25 or rather 23 to 25, you are overweight. This is for Indians. Otherwise, it is till till 30 is what is considered as overweight. If you're beyond 30, you're obese. For us Indians, beyond 25 is you are already at a obesity level. Okay. 25 to 30 is moderate obesity, and greater than 30 is severe obesity. Okay. Now, what is the waist to hip ratio? आपका जो मिडिल पार्ट है नेवल के वहां पे, दैट इज योर वेस्ट, एंड जो सीट एरिया जहां पे आप बैठते हो, दैट इज योर हिप. फॉर अ वुमन, your waist to hip ratio should be 0.8 on an average. For a man, it should be 1. You're expected to be even all over. Anything that is beyond that, it can easily tell you that you are going towards a heart related cardiovascular issue. Okay. When you eat matters a lot. Why does Farooq always ask us when we are, when you join these sessions, he asks, hope you have had your food and done your exercise. Because if you eat round the clock at any point of time, just because it is available, because Zomato and Swiggy is there to deliver, it will lead to increased body weight. It will lead to oxidative stress. It will lead to inflammations, which will increase your body weight, obesity. It will lead to glucose intolerance because insulin is not produced at that time. So your glucose is, just stored as fat in the night. But if you have time restricted eating, if you follow that 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., not beyond that, because then if you eat then at after 8 p.m., then again it's of no use. Trust me, even if you eat the right food after, late in the night, it is not helping you. You'd rather have those 3 meals. If you can see only 3 meals and at the right time in the morning hours. We have already done a whole session on circadian rhythm and when to eat. So I'm not going into detail that. Now, the second is what in when to eat. First of all, time restricted. Second is morning, when what you eat in the morning, and important thing is you need to eat in the morning. Okay, because there are many people जो breakfast ही नहीं खा रहे. That also leads to obesity. Trust me, not eating when you're supposed to be eating also will lead to your weight gain. Okay, or even drastic weight loss, nutrient depletion. Okay, now why do you need to eat in the morning? To manage your weight correctly. And when I'm saying eat, matlab not just a biscuit chai or a bread chai or coffee or whatever. No, you need to have a nutritious morning breakfast, which will help you in losing weight as well and also maintaining your weight. Okay. Why? Because you need the essential nutrients in the morning, all of it, not just carbs. हमारे usual breakfast क्या carbs heavy रहते हैं, right? You need to have proteins in your breakfast. You need to have fiber. There are people who only have, say, eggs. That is also not well balanced. You need to, supplement it with also micronutrients, some veggies, etc. Even a little bit of carb is fine. Why now? Because in the morning, you need to get triggered with energy, right? आप जब सो रहे हो, आपका metabolism is at its lowest. वो एक trigger चाहिए so that metabolism can, get kick-started and you get the energy for doing your work through the day. And hence, it is just like how you kickstart your bike. That's why this picture. So you need your morning nutrition to give you the nutrients to kickstart your day, giving you the energy. Plus, it will also help you maintain your blood sugar levels. अगर आपने ढंग का breakfast खाया, which you have, say, complex carbs, where you have micronutrients, where you have fiber, okay, you will see that you will not end up with sugar spikes. If you don't have a balanced and nutritious breakfast, you will end up getting instant energy, but you will also have a crash, which will lead to, those hunger pangs during at 11:30, because you have not had a nutritious breakfast. If you have a well balanced breakfast, it will help you stop your snacking at 11:30. If you have a balanced lunch, it will help you reduce and remove your snacking at 4:30. Okay, and that's how it will help in weight management. Now we saw when to eat, how much to eat. How much to eat में क्या है? Why is it important? It is a normal आपका जो it is like your balance. जो आप खाना खाते हो, it is giving you the calories that you're taking in, right? Only if your calories that you're taking in are lesser than calories that you release, then it will lead to weight loss. If this calories taking in is more, it will lead to weight gain. If you want to maintain, you need to be able to balance both of these calories that you're taking in versus what you're expending. So when Farooq says when you're, lose 1 week, maintain the next week, you need to measure. When you measure or when you even report all of this is when you will understand how many calories you're taking in. जब हम weight loss journey करते थे, and if you see a few of our friends actually reporting, they are also reporting how many calories they are consuming. Because when you measure the calories, when you understand आपका, if you have that machine, the simple weighing scale, which gives you 13 to 15 parameters, you will get BMR also. You will be able to see कि आपका BMR कितना है, आपने एक्सरसाइज करके कितना कैलोरीज, ईट इज बेसिकली व्हेन यू एक्सरसाइज एंड एक्सपेंड एनर्जी, ओके, कितने कैलोरीज उससे गए हैं. नीट इज योर मूवमेंट, जो 10,000 स्टेप्स, lifting things, keeping the vessels, probably drying the clothes, folding the clothes, that is what contributes to NEAT. PEF is thermic effect of food, which is higher in spices, which is higher in protein. Okay, so when all of this helps in releasing out calories, right? So when you are able to balance this is how you can manage your calories. So how much you eat is also important when you're looking at a weight loss or a weight management or even weight gain. Now in weight gain, because there are some people on the group who are also looking at weight gain, either they are having, hyperthyroidism and all, or they're not able to increase weight. In weight gain, it doesn't mean कि आप सिर्फ बहुत सारे calories खाओ and don't do any exercise and all. No, that was also not good. So it needs to be you can have the right kind of food, balanced food at the right time. When you look at all of those parameters, you will be able to gain weight also in the right way. Now, how much do you eat? में calories है, but it is also very important that you eat the right kind of calories, because जब हम बिल्डिंग बनाते हैं, इट इज नॉट जस्ट कि आप कितना सीमेंट डाल रहे हो या व्हाट हाउ मेनी ब्रिक्स यू आर लेइंग और व्हाट्स अ फाउंडेशन एक्सेट्रा, राइट? It also matters what quality of cement you are using. What is the quality of all the other building material? When you're painting, etc., you want something that will last for longer. And hence, what you eat also matters. It's not just the amount of calories, you need to have nutrient dense calories. Okay, so when you're reporting your calories, you also need to look at आपने breakfast में क्या खाया, and that how do we do? By sharing your plates. When you share your plates in the group, in the community, you will understand through the inputs of our mentors. Farooq is there, Anita is there, Raj is there. They will tell us. Your health buddies are there. They will guide you as to what is the quality of food, how you can improve the quality of food that you eat, with the food that you eat and with the supplementation also. So when you have the right kind of food, you are building a strong, durable, and long lasting building as well as your body, right? Now, what is a balanced food plate? क्यों हम बोलते हैं कि if someone is telling you that add salads or reduce your roti, It is not that we're not saying don't eat roti. Okay, even if you can manage that, it is fine, because if you eat once a day, carbs and all. Why are we saying that? Because it is important that your meal plate looks like this, what you're seeing here. Okay, I'm not talking about jo gut reset follow kar rahe. Please don't look at that. This is your normal meal plates. For all three meals, if you can manage this. Now, what does this say? Half of your plate, okay, half of your plate should be fruits, either fruits or vegetables. Please don't mix fruits and vegetables also. This is not recommended, and hence we say start your day with the fruit. कि ब्रेकफास्ट के टाइम पे आप फ्रूट खाओ, आधा घंटा छोड़ो, फिर आप दूसरा खाना खाओ. There is a science behind it, and I will share the whole nice short note that Farooq had actually shared with us once. I'll share it to you tomorrow morning. But half your plate needs to be vegetables, including cooked and raw, which is salads. The other half should be a mix of pulses for protein, okay, or meat, or eggs or fish. But your protein needs to be about 7% of your plate. Then 25%, this what you see here is curd. You can always mix your all plant protein with the curd or chas that you're having. Then you can have a few nuts and seeds, which you get your protein, a little bit of right fats, which is your omega-3. Oil should be literally only 2% of your plate. Okay. Please don't take extra ghee on the top, because anyways, while cooking, I'm sure you all use ghee. Most of the Indian food that we make has oil or ghee in it, and only um, like less a little around 1/4 is what you need to have in terms of carbs. Carbs matlab कोई भी एक carbs ले लो, whether you're having your bajra or jawar or wheat, okay, or rice or any of the other millets. It is always or. We are used to having roti and chawal dono saath mein. Even we have been brought up like that. But those days were different. Okay, we were younger. We had a much active life. We ate at the right time. We slept at the right time. We exercised. We moved more. Here it is recommended, please, when you're having your lunch, specifically those who love their rice, have it during lunchtime. Okay. And again in the right portions. During dinner, it's recommended that you not have rice, because rice ka GI is slightly higher, and it takes longer to digest, etc. Your sugar spikes will be higher, and hence resort to either a jawar roti or a wheat roti, or bajra or a chila. Chila is great to have, right? So this is what we would recommend. We have pinned this up also in the community for you to refer. Okay, now in the what to eat, protein is very, very important in weight management. Whenever you have a protein rich diet, one, you will have sustained energy release, and hence your satiety will be there for longer. मतलब आपको full feel होगा for a longer time. It takes a longer time to break down. Okay, and hence protein is very, very good in expending the higher amount of calories, plus retaining your energy for a longer time, and hence आपको भूख नहीं लगेगी, and hence promotes effective weight management. Fiber is the second ingredient which really helps. We always think कि fiber is only helping in digestion. It also helps in feeling full. वो एक वॉल्यूम दे देता है आपके फूड को. It helps in lowering your glycemic index. It has a lower glycemic index, and hence it helps in regulating your sugar and also your lipids. Okay, it improves your gut microbiota. जब आपका gut microbiota, I will show you on one more slide, is balanced, you will be able to manage your weight better. Lipid मैनेजमेंट में भी वो हेल्प करता है. हेंस वी ऑलवेज रिकमेंड आपके ब्रेकफास्ट के टाइम पे आप can you take a combination of all plant protein and fiber in water या छाछ or a smoothie. You can do that, right? It helps you in improved health and weight loss. And this is what I was talking about, gut microbiome. हमारे gut मतलब in our intestines and digestive system, we have a lot of small, small trillions, matlab billion bhi nahi, trillions of gut microbiomes, living things inside us. Okay, they are bacteria and a lot of other fungi or whatever it is, right? Now, mota, there is good bacteria and there is bad bacteria. Good bacteria is what? Bacteroidetes, and firmicutes are your bad bacteria. Usually, because of our lifestyle and what we eat, unfortunately, and what you will see in obese people, in diabetic people, in people with skin issues, in people with pigmentation, and people with acid reflux, etc., your gut, your firmicutes, which is your bad bacteria, will be much higher. Okay, and good bacteria will be lower. When you start learning to look after your gut, when you understand your gut, when you take care of your gut health, automatically you will also start to see weight loss. Everything is related, friends. So when you take care of the good guys, and hence you need to focus on pre and probiotics. Also add, along with fiber, which helps you in your gut health, take your pre and probiotics. Very, very important for weight loss, weight management, overall gut health as well, right? I didn't know this. I was completely oblivious about this, in fact, about gut health as well. But you know what? Even a deficiency of vitamins and minerals can indirectly lead to weight gain. How? When you're deficient in certain vitamins and minerals, it creates a hidden hunger, which you feel is that, okay, ek bhook lagi hai. And actually, ghrelin is secreted only 3 times. You would have seen the circadian rhythm session. Ghrelin, which is your hunger hormone, is actually secreted only 3 times. But if you are न्यूट्रिएंट डिफिशिएंट, कोई भी विटामिन अगर कम है, आपको बिजीनेस लगेगी, आपको लगेगी आपका शुगर लेवल्स कम हो रहा है, एनर्जी इम्बैलेंस लगेगा, एंड यू स्टार्ट ईटिंग मोर. Okay, and that's where it also results in weight gain. So do you see how it is very very important कि आप ब्रेकफास्ट ठीक से खाएं? ब्रेकफास्ट में प्रोटीन भी होना चाहिए, फाइबर भी होना चाहिए, प्री एंड प्रोबायोटिक्स होना चाहिए, मल्टीविटामिन होना चाहिए. Okay, now how can one get help during weight loss? हमने देखा कि what we eat, right, what we input is needs to be lesser than what we expend. Only then our weight loss will happen. Abhi, we are used to eating a certain amount of calories, and our food also, what we eat, has a high amount of calories. And hence, there is a solution, especially for people who are obese, okay, and moving to overweight, or to the higher level of overweight. This is a very, very good solution, a meal replacement. Okay, now people think, अरे meal replacement मतलब क्या, खाना ही नहीं खाना है? Trust me, you need to know, not trust me, but you need to look at what kind of meal replacement you're looking at. How meal replacement helps is easy to manage in terms of calories you're controlling. Also easy, in terms of planning कि क्या खाएं ताकि weight ना बढ़े. You don't need to think about that. You will get all the nutrients. In fact, हम कितना भी आप balanced हम plate बनाएं, you may not get all the nutrients, right? All the vitamins and minerals. Provision of adequate nutrients and satiety. You feel full. Okay. Now we have a solution. We have spoken of fiber earlier. We have spoken of all plant protein powder. A combination of these two plus your meal replacement. It comes in 2 flavors from NutrLIV. One is vanilla and one is coffee flavor. It doesn't have caffeine in it. It is flavor from organic and natural sources. This combination will help you with your weight loss. Now let's see how that meal replacement that we have in NutrLIV can help you. Okay, first of all, it is, again, there are no added, like every other NutrLIV product that you will see, there are no added preservatives, no artificial colors, no artificial flavors. Okay, these are all natural flavors. Whatever you will get is completely organic, pure organic, जो शायद हम और आप अगर हमारे खुद के फार्म्स भी होते तो we would not have been able to manage, because pure organic means you're having the right soil nutrient given to the plants, you're having the right water, pure water given. The plant is actually growing in pure air space, right? All of these three, plus you don't you're not sowing gene modified seeds. So all of this is taken care by a NutrLIV. So you know that you're getting a good meal. Now, before I go to, I think there is one more slide, but okay. In this this particular shake, that 2 scoops of this, of that with 2 scoops of your NutrLite all plant protein in 300 ml of water will also give you 22.3 grams of protein. Okay, now which actually ends up being 80 calories of protein plus another 80 calories of this will give you about 160 calories for that meal. How much ever you try your, egg roti, sabzi, dal, salad, and all of that, it is very difficult to get it to that kind of calorie levels for one meal, right? And hence this becomes easy. If you have it with milk, instead of all plant protein, you will get only 13.8 grams of protein. So hence this is better. Plus, आपका इसी में ये जो 2 scoops of protein, 2 scoops of the shake, please add 2 small scoops, which is about, I think it is 9 grams of fiber. If you can add that, eventually it gives you 6.3 grams of your insoluble and soluble fiber. It will make for the best meal that you can have. But not just that, it also gives you all the essential vitamins and minerals that WHO recommends that you need from one meal. Okay, we will take questions at the end of the session. Just please hold on. I will announce and we will open the floor. I have just 3 more slides. Okay, so you get all the nutrients as well. Now, it is recommended and suggested that you replace only one meal, not more than one meal, preferably dinner, because you would want to have a nice, wholesome breakfast. You can replace breakfast as well, but don't replace lunch. Okay. And definitely in this program, you may hear there are many people who come and tell me, अरे उधर उन्होंने बोला कि आप breakfast भी replace करो, dinner भी replace करो. We don't recommend that. If there is, you still have any questions, you can specifically discuss your case with Farooq sir. If he's okay and things are checked, only then. But otherwise, it is only one meal. I have done it. What I used to do it now, this is what I wanted to share when I was in my weight loss journey. And we used to report, I would target to have the meal replacement for 5 days in a week, so that मैं भी बोर नहीं हो रही हूँ. तो दो दिन मैं कुछ खाती थी, the rest of it normal food, and then 5 days, usually the weekdays I used to have, like Sunday to Thursday would be a meal replacement in the night, and other 2 days you can take my suggestion, or all the 7 days if you can, great, because that will help you in managing your calories. One more additional thing that we have in this particular, nutritious, delicious shake mix that we have is the botanical component of Garcinia cambogia. This is known to have an anti-obesity agent. HCA is known as a potential anti-obesity agent. So that has been added, helps reduce your energy intake, regulation of serotonin and glucose intake also, provides satiety, you feel full. So even if you have had your meal replacement by 6:30, you will not need to have any other food apart from this. Kuch log, again, I have examples where people say it is too sweet. Okay, to balance it, have probably kata hua, cucumber, carrots, tomatoes, some salad you can have along with this. It will balance your salt and sweet taste. I again did that a few times, helps keep your weight in check. Another additional benefit of this is when you have it with your all plant protein, the glycemic index is also low, glycemic load is also low. So it is not going to shoot up your sugar levels. Look at the glycemic load. It is only 22.3. Your glycemic index is only 23, right? When you have it with milk, it is 22 and 5.2. 5.2 is glycemic load is higher. So preferably have it with your all plant protein for maximum protein benefits, for maximum, sugar or your insulin regulation benefits, right? Now, overall, when you manage your weight, when you are going towards a healthy weight, and weight loss is not just about weight loss. When you start looking at your weight or focusing on your weight, eventually it takes care. And of course, when you're doing it in a holistic fashion, it's not drastic. You're not only just jogging or running, you're not just dieting, you're not just taking your meal replacement. It has to be holistic. जब आप वो करते हैं, it actually reduces the risks of many, many, many diseases. Your cardiovascular diseases, yes, even your liver issues, even pressure on your pancreas, because you're doing it holistically. It boosts your energy levels, improves your mental health and mood, and overall quality of life as well. Yeah. So that was all about weight management, what to eat, how much to eat, when to eat, okay, and also a balance plate. Encourage everyone to, shine every day, start every day with gratitude and optimism. Absolutely grateful for this forum, for this association, for the guidance of Farooq, for where I am. And you'll see next why I'm talking about this. Have your nutrition every day. There is a gap. Accept that gap in the food that we get and take the right supplementation. Visualize your goals. We were always taught, and since this is about weight management, Farooq always insisted either you have a photo actually printed, okay, of when you were in a better shape or something, or some motivation in front of you that you need to see on a daily basis, or your target. And I think for me, the best thing that worked is the phone ka jo, screen, because that's what we see the maximum. Learn something new. We have the following, a new session coming on habits on Monday. Exercise daily. There is no substitute to exercise. So walk, but beyond walking, look after your muscle strength as well. Do the simple abs exercise that we have on the site. Do your stretching exercises. That helps tremendously. Well, this is the reason why I'm saying I'm so, so thankful to for Farooq's guidance, for Raj's guidance, for Anita's guidance, and Anu, all of them, what they helped me. I didn't believe that I could have done it with the life that I was leading. I was sitting on my desk 12 to 15 hours, literally. Even if there was movement, it used to be from my house to the car to the desk to the car, and that was the only movement I did. I learned how during calls, how I could actually sit and do the abs sitting exercise that is there on the website. It helped me tremendously. The days that I couldn't walk, that was what helped me. So some movement, and especially when you're looking at when you're working your abs muscles, Farooq always says this, right? Everyone has a six pack behind somewhere hiding. There is still a lot more to be done. It's a journey. So even if you do stop for a few days, just come back. Every one of us is in that phase where we are working on it on a day-to-day basis, right? But stay on the community, because the community reporting, okay, one thing that really, really helped me, and I'm sure even my other colleagues who present, like, Deepika, Manoj, all of them, what helped us was reporting on a daily basis. Even if we didn't do anything, even if we had to, bear Farooq's question or Anita's question, ki, bhai, what are you doing? Why are you eating so late? Or whatever it is, we would report. Even if the calories went beyond what we were supposed to eat, we would report, because the next day you will not do that mistake, right? So reporting is something that really, really helped us. No one, even if you feel that tens of people are looking at you, I would say on this forum, bhaad mein jaye. It is your health. And I think for your health, it doesn't matter who is looking at you, what they're doing, because in the end, when you lose that weight, when you feel, when you get that energy, when you can fit into, instead of an XXL, if you can fit into a S or an M, imagine the elation that you will get. Okay. And that's something that you can get on this program. Second thing I wanted to say, or the last thing is, what I can see through how we do the weight loss is you can sustain that weight loss for a longer time and forever. That's the benefit that you get from this program. That's it from my side. Back to you, Ruchita.
Thank you so much, Veda. That was so wholesome. Guys, we've discussed from how to lose our weight, how to maintain it, how to go about visualizing it. See, that is why it is not just a weight loss program, but a complete holistic program where you're told how to think about your body, how to visualize it as taking care of each and every one of your organs. And it is just so wholesome. Thank you so much, Veda, for that amazing presentation. We had questions in between. We can now probably raise hands or just unmute and ask the question. Yes, sir, please go ahead.
Yeah, good evening. As always, Veda has put across very nicely and in a simple way. And seeing her transformation, of course, is a source of encouragement for others. Actually, I have a question which is not related to today's topic, but I had it in my mind. I thought I'll put across. Immunity. Now, immunity is the mother of all success. Um, I know Farooq and Anahita never took a vaccination during the COVID because they raised their immunity level to so high that Mr. COVID never came anywhere near Monica building and all. So immunity is the one which one has to maintain if it has to be away from doctor, hospital, etc. So my question is it possible for you to lay down in writing, in the group, which are the things to do to increase immunity? For example, what all one must eat, throughout the day. After eating that, your immunity will increase. I'm talking of food, I'm talking of exercise, or anything else, any other factor which will contribute to your increased immunity, exercise, etc. and all. So in a separate paragraph, one say food, one is exercise, one is lifestyle, or whatever it is. So that should be the benchmark. If you do all this, you will be like Farooq Tarapur, and no COVID will touch you. Is it possible for that to work out?
Yeah, sure. And most important are nutrients also, like vitamin C.
Nutrients also, yeah.
And tulsi. Okay, these are things that really help. But it is important to also understand how to take them. Herbs like echinacea, okay, they are extremely powerful to boost champion. Like many times people ask me, okay, what is the difference between taking vitamin C and taking echinacea? Well, vitamin C is basically what it does is that it activates an enzyme called histamine in your body, and histamine detoxifies common cold. So when you have taken sufficient vitamin C, okay, you rarely get a common cold because you automatically naturally get activate the histamine. Now, why is there no medication or medicine till to date? Because modern science have not yet developed histamine in the laboratory. If they could do that, it would be a big medical jump, because then whenever anybody gets a cold, they can just take that medication and the cold would disappear. But so far, it has not been achieved. So the only way you can do it is that if you take more vitamin C, then that's what happens. But when you take something like echinacea, or you take something like the Ayurveda tulsi, that boosts your immune system. Okay. So when that immune system is boosted, it also, your immune system is like, try and imagine it as an army, okay, which defends your body. So when an invader, when a virus or an infection attacks your body, okay, there is a battle. And if the infection is winning, you will fall sick. But if your army, this is your immunity is winning, then the infection gets killed. So when people, ask that, how much echinacea to take, how much this thing has to be taken, it answer is there is no fixed quota. It all depends. That depends upon the power of the infection, because sometimes you can be infected by a smaller level of infection, and sometimes you can be infected by a larger. Like for example, somebody sneezes right in your face. Okay, you will get a higher viral load. Whereas if somebody sneezes at 10 feet away from you, you will get a low viral load. So it depends upon the power of the infection, depends upon your own immunity, which of course is built up with your own exercise and your routine and your gut health. Your gut health plays a very, very big role in immunity. And everything that you do around it, your movement. Have you realized, I'm just talking off the cuff, that why is it that you 9 times out of 10, when you get a common cold, you wake up in the morning and you find that you got a cold? Because when you are sleeping, your defenses are at the lowest. Okay. So that is the reason when people say, okay, when should I take vitamin C? The right time to take vitamin C is always after dinner. Because that is where your defenses might be at its weakest, and you want to ensure that you keep them strong enough that in case of an accidental viral load you being attacked with, your body has the right amount of defense to it's like basically it's just totally, I mean, from if you look at from a defense point of view, it's nothing but real warfare.
Yeah, here I have a point. You see, like you keep telling me, whenever I get a cold, you start this. But I already lately starting that. I don't get that point. I'm going to get into now cold and all. That how
So
do I get to that?
as you get fitter and as you start feeling your body, okay, you will be able to figure out that you are being attacked. And the earlier you figure that out and earlier you start feeling your body, the more in control you will be about your health. There is no point, like, for example, echinacea and all this stuff, tulsi, echinacea, all that is not going to work after a certain level. If you're completely infected, it's not going to work. Okay, it's not going to work as well as when you take it before, because the viral infection, once it attacks your body, has a tendency to grow inside. So like if they like if you think about it, like if the attack is with 10 soldiers, they have a multiplication. They're like a missile with multiple warheads. Okay, they are growing. The 10 becomes 100 becomes 1,000, right? So they're growing very, very rapidly over there. And it is obvious that the easiest time to attack it is when they are smaller in numbers. So the stronger your immunity and the stronger your body is protected with the right nutrients, the higher is your probability and your chance to be able to defend yourself and not falling prey to the viral attack.
How to find that time of taking that? That is
Yeah,
important.
so that is the reason. Two things. You are absolutely right, sir. Two things. One is that you should identify the moment, what you're asking. Okay, that is what I call as feeling the body. And second is that you should have it available with you, because you may identify the moment, but if it is not, like Anita never steps out of her house without vitamin C and echinacea in her purse. She always has it, so that she can take it instantaneously whenever she feels. Or suppose you've gone to an auditorium, where you feel you are going to be. It's an AC environment. People are over there. Lots of people are coming. Somebody might have an infection, and that infection is going to spread in the AC environment. So you're going to likely get. So you can protect yourself before, like be ahead of the game. Okay, I'm going into an auditorium. Let me take my echinacea, let me take my tulsi, let me take the vitamin C before I enter.
And put on a mask also, maybe.
No, I'm not a fan of mask. I think this whole thing about mask during COVID was very ridiculous. You can't live under a mask. You can't be breathing your own CO2.
No, when you're in a AC environment and with the people who are likely to be affected,
Yeah,
Mask will give you some protection.
yeah, it will, but I'm not a fan. As rather, you build your own immunity and breathe as much oxygen as possible rather than carbon dioxide. Yeah.
Okay, great. So, will you be able to lay down this and share with us?
Yes, sure.
Because this will help. We should have a benchmark,
Sure.
and then you do what best can be done. Okay?
Yeah, and of course there are some food groups also which are extremely good for immunity.
Yeah, food, supplements, exercise.
Yeah, we can do
whatever.
that.
So then I think that will help everybody. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, sir. I don't see any other questions. So, guys, keep coming back. We're coming back again on Monday with another session on optimal health, philosophy, and healthy habits. With that, we come to an end of this session. You've been a great audience. See you in the next session. Good night.